welcome to our life in the Philippines. I guess it has become
What a life, isn't it? What a life.
what a life in the Philippines.
What a life.
Yeah. Day 9 of
Is that how many?
yeah, day 9.
Time flies when you're.
Time flies when you're having fun inside the house.
Yes. I predict the baby boom. I was telling him.
Yeah, well, not in this house. We haven't booming in.
There's no moving around.
We haven't had a baby boom in the last 5 years. So in this house, I don't think so, but it might be somewhere
around. Yes.
somewhere else.
Although with the alcohol ban, I don't know how that is.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's kind of funny too. You know, they went all out, guys, on this quarantine. They went all out. They banned alcohol, beer. Well, basically anything you can drink that has any kind of alcohol in it, they banned it.
They ran out of, alcohol for cleaning hands. I bought a bottle of vodka the last time. I was using it as like a hand sanitizer because I don't drink.
That's almost a mortal sin, actually, using vodka.
Well,
for
it
hand
smells
wash.
the same, it looks the same,
Yeah,
it does the same job.
That's the same job.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, a few days ago, we mentioned that yesterday. And for those of you who are following us, you can see in the video yesterday, we were actually going out and talking to the security up here. They have blocked off the streets now, so nobody that doesn't have an ID is really leaving the barangay. However, they haven't really what you say, they haven't really kept that too hard, especially in the morning. They're letting people in and out.
Well, they let you in and they let you out if you go over and you tell them, I need to go for food. They let you go buy food. But there's the stores, the main stores, they won't allow you to come in unless you have.
Oh yeah, the quarantine ID. Yeah. So that passes.
In theory, only healthy people are allowed to go in.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. What do you think about the thermometer there?
Industrial thermometers, like for caterpillars, like check engine temperature. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, I've been my temperature has been checked several times, and I'm glad to say my temperature went from 32 degrees to 36.
To 37 degrees. Okay. Well, 37 can actually be fever with those.
With those, I don't know, but there were different places, different thermometers.
Right.
But I'm just saying the range,
Yeah, I've had my temperature taken, and it was like 33.2, I think. And yeah, we're
reptiles.
We're reptile, cold-blooded things. So anyway, point is, they were here Monday. Yesterday they said we'll be there tomorrow. Today is Friday. 5 days without being able to go to a quote-unquote real grocery store. We're not really suffering. The good thing here is that
Look at me.
he's not suffering at all.
Yeah, eating all day. What do? You eat.
You eat. But the good thing I was going to say is that some of the sorry stores here, they have a little bit of food. They have egg, they have bread, they have, knickknacks.
If you really, you can get by. I mean, they have
you can get by on what they got. And there's no restrictions inside the barangay. And the small little hole-in-the-wall sorry store that I call them, a lot of them has a pretty good supply, even though I've seen now that some of them start running out because the owners also need an ID to go and replenish the supply. So they don't have that. All right, so enough of that. We just wanted to update you a little bit about that part. Otherwise, I think we're doing fine here.
We're doing fine. The other funny thing is that you leave over here, you know, you're supposed to go between a certain hour and a certain hour to the stores, right? Now, you go early, you go to the stores, there's long lines. I mean, there are like, people are in line, like, stuck together like Legos.
Yeah, Lego pieces stacked on top of each other. So the social, what you're saying there.
Social distancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes out the window. And forming line, my goodness.
And if you guys are, and we have some Filipinos following our channel too. If you're out there and you go to the grocery store, make sure you keep that social distancing, because that's one of the recommendations that should really be followed.
Well, of course. I mean, somebody sneezes on you, and then, you know, hey.
Before you know it,
you have the flu.
Yeah, you can have the flu. Yeah. So.
Which is probably worse than what we're going through.
It is to up to each individual to keep that social distancing. I try to stay away, 5 feet away from people. Even when I stop and talk to people, I just, back off, and we don't touch, we don't say.
Look at us Italians, what happens for hugging and kissing. Look at poor Italy.
Yeah, look at poor Italy. I just looked at the numbers today, and they are staggering.
My heart goes out to every family member of everyone that is suffering around the world because of this.
And do you know what? I saw Spain is
the same thing as in Italy. They're very warm people.
They're warm people. They have that culture of hugging and kissing on the cheeks.
And the French also, the French are kiss you not once but 4 times in the cheeks.
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. And men kisses men, and women kisses women too, I guess.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, that's part of the culture. Unusual for most Americans, but for us that were born and raised in Europe, we've seen that. So it's anyway. That's a little bit update about that. Now we're going to talk about something else, and I printed out an article. And I'm going to read the headline to you. I know there's a couple of other bloggers that has touched on it. And that is 4,000 foreigners thrown out by hotels due to Luzon quarantine.
That is rough, guys. Could you imagine coming to a country on vacation, and then all of a sudden you're booked in a hotel, and the hotel tells you, "Sir, get your luggage, get out of here."
Yeah, in most cases, I think is that what was happening is that people had it booked for a certain period of time, and they wouldn't renew, so they couldn't extend their booking. From what I understand, when they were in the hotel and their time was up, right, and some people come here and they say, "I'll stay another week."
They call it staycation.
Yeah, staycation. And they book it maybe a month at a time, and when their time was up, the hotels refused to review it. Then I saw that the Philippine government, they even took to Twitter and said they were going to ban the hotels that were actually doing this.
And at the same time, the hotels are obeying the local laws because they're told that, hey, there's a quarantine in place, you have to close down.
Exactly. They implement the ordinance and the laws that were issued from the top down, and now they're getting confused, I think. And there has been on that. So that is an interesting part. All right, so let me just read a little bit about the blacklisting. It says something about, and this is an article that came out of the Inquirer, I think. Even those who are pregnant or have medical conditions are not being given the consideration. Luxin, who is a government official, I guess, I don't know if I pronounce his name right. Yeah, added that he would call on the Department of Tourism, DOT, not to be confused with Department of Transportation in the United States, yeah, different country, to blacklist hotels that kicked out foreign guests. And the problem has been, I think, they're out here, and suddenly one day, all transportation down to the main areas where the international airport here in Clark is, or in Manila, suddenly just one day they cut it all. Nobody could travel anywhere. Plus, they also stopped most domestic flights.
Yeah.
And made the foreigners unable to get to the international airport and get out of here, and that's how many of them get stuck. If you're one of those and you're watching the show, let us know how you're doing, and put a little comment down below, and let us know how you're doing.
I wonder if Airbnb is exempt from these things.
I believe Airbnbs are exempt, and I also heard that some foreigners, I heard an example today of a group of foreigners that got together. They actually rented some houses, yeah, and they were co-located together in these houses. So some of them, but you know, finding in this area, finding rooms for 4,500 people, it could be a little difficult, I think. So that's part of it. As far as immigration here, Department of Foreign Affairs has suspended all visa issuances, canceled previously. They also canceled some previously issued visas. I think this is related to people coming here from overseas. And they have also stopped visa-free arrivals with a few exemptions, and they're not telling us what those exemptions are. So before you travel here, and I don't think you will be doing that anytime soon, but when you do, find out if those exemptions are there or if these rules are still enforced. Then you have to have a visa when you're coming here. And we're hoping, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Airplanes other than military.
Oh no, absolutely no aircrafts. Normally,
near the airport, so we see.
We are very close to Clark International, and normally when they come in right over the house here and land, depending on how the wind is. But I haven't seen a domestic flight for the last week.
I've seen a few military planes.
Yeah. Well, you said the F-18 the other day.
I saw an F-18 Hornet.
Right, but
it's not.
I actually got a comment on that, and he said that U.S. Somehow has some refueling agreements, so they're coming in here and refueling and taking off.
That explains why I saw a beautiful F-18.
Right. All right, guys, that's a little update from us, and we're going to try to come back every day and give you a little bit update what's going on.
Meanwhile, no hugging, no kissing, no French kissing, no Australian kissing. You know what an Australian kiss is?
No.
Same as a French kiss, just down under.
Okay. All right. All right, guys. Thank you for watching.
God bless and stay well.
Stay safe, everybody. Wait, don't click that button unless, of course, you hit the subscribe button. And then you can move on. And while you're down there, hit the notification button as well. And if you leave a like or a comment, we will personally respond to you on all or any request you might have. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you again at the next video.